Police watchdog, the IPID, is this afternoon rejecting claims that he attacked a young woman. Robert McBride says the complainant is not the alleged victim. He claims the matter is linked to Khomotso Phahlane, the former police chief, now accused of corruption. Working that story for Newsday is reporter-producer Michael Marilia. Michael, good afternoon to you. Before we talk about what the response there has been from Robert McBride, what exactly are the allegations against him?
Jeremy, essentially he's been accused of assaulting a young woman who is known to his family. He's also been accused of throttling her violently. He's dismissed those allegations, saying he was actually in a vehicle when this alleged assault happened, and it would have been impossible for him to be both driving and throttling the young woman at the same time. But he has been accused of attacking her and assaulting her physically.
And he says it's all part of a vendetta. What is that vendetta?
Well, essentially he's pointing to Khomotso Phahlane, which the IPID investigated. Phahlane is, of course, the former acting National Police Commissioner. He's been accused of corruption. McBride was involved in the investigation as the head of the IPID, and now he's linked to the complainant, a Rochelle John, to a service provider which has links apparently to Phahlane. There have been accusations that this service provider provided a vehicle to one of Phahlane's relatives, and supposedly a dodgy deal underlying that particular exchange.
Where do the traffic fines fit into all of this?
Well, he also claims that Rochelle John approached him to quash certain traffic fines that she allegedly incurred. McBride says that he refused point blank to get rid of those fines, saying it would be against the law. And now in his latest statement, he suggested that maybe Miss John is having a go at him because he refused to get rid of those fines.
And of course, just in conclusion, we also know that McBride's career is one that's marked by controversy, difficulty, upheaval, turmoil, drunk driving, also gun running, I think way back in 1998, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. It goes back to almost 20 years ago. He was accused of gun running in Mozambique, spent several months in a prison before he was eventually acquitted. Then 8 years later, 2006, he was involved in a car crash. He was accused of drunk driving. That case dragged on for a good 5 years before he was eventually acquitted, a higher court clearing him of all charges. He then went on to lead the IPID, and a whole series of controversies and battles with the police emerging from that particular role.
So finally, where do we stand with this case this afternoon then? Under investigation at the moment, I presume?
It seems that it is under investigation. McBride has said that he won't comment any further to protect the interests of this young woman. The question now is how police will approach an incident involving the head of the police watchdog.
All right, Michael Marilia, reporter-producer, thank you very much indeed. Now, 4 suspects